The Bee Digger starting lineup is brought to you by
Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today.
All right. The Bee Diggers, of course, have some newcomers to this lineup, so let's get to it. Before the first pitch here in Greeley at Twin Rivers Community Park. Batting first is the pitcher Braylon Rule. The second hitter is the shortstop Carly Tatalini. Batting third is the left fielder, sophomore Avery Lefevre. Macy Unrein in right hits fourth. The fifth hitter is the third baseman Harley Holdren. Olivia Gillick at first is hitting in the sixth position. The catcher hits seventh. That's Amaya Bruno. Delaney Dragart at second base hits eighth. And Keeley Langford, the center fielder, bats ninth. And you can tell by that lineup, the Bee Diggers return just one starter to that lineup, and that's the leadoff hitter, Braylon Rule. Carly Tatalini was in that lineup a little bit last year as well. All right, defensively, let's check it out here. Riley Tennant, a freshman at first base for University. Ashland Knapp at second. The third baseman is Kendry Kern. Caden White is at short. Around the outfield and left is Kylan Trujillo. The center fielder is Caitlin Baca. Over and right is Callie Jones. Ileana Martinez is behind the plate, and on the mound is Addison Harding, a right-hander. Opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Hitting from the right side. And the pitch, and that is a little bit down and in for a ball to Braylon Rule. She is now a junior. What a solid sophomore season she had offensively. Just wants to pick it up on the mound. And the offering. And that one nearly bounced in. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, it's hard to replace Brooke Rule's the leadoff hitter.
It is.
But if anybody's going to do it, it's Braylon Rule because she was right behind her in the lineup and was extremely efficient, getting on base almost half the time.
And speed is killer in this game.
Without a doubt, Addison Harding's pitch is swung on and lifted into shallow left center field, and that ball's going to carry, and it's up against the bottom of the fence. That had a lot more carry than I thought. It's a leadoff double. Boy, from this angle, it looked like a fly ball into left center, but it just kept carrying. It took one hop and crashed up against the bottom of the fence. And that's the way to begin the season for Braylon Rule and the Bee Diggers.
And that'll bring up what looks to be, is it Carly Tatalini?
The left-handed hitter.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. There's, with not much wind, that really did set a really good standard right here for Carly to see.
Well, it's a nice mix here with the righty-lefty combination to begin the game. The offering swung on, and that's grounded sharply to second. Nice backhanded play, throw to first. And to third is Braylon Rule as Ashland Knapp retires Carly Tatalini, and there's one down. That ball was hit very sharply to second. The Bee Diggers have a base runner at third, one down for Avery Lefevre, her first varsity at bat here. Did pitch in the first game against Platte Valley to close it out 1 year ago in the opener. And the pitch, and that is on the outside corner for a strike, belt high, no balls and one strike. From this right-hander, Addison Harding. Laying down the sign, there's Martinez. And the offering, and that's up and away. Interestingly enough, Caden Wyatt, the shortstop, is playing a little bit in. The second baseman, Knapp, is back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, just underway. Opener for the Bee Diggers. University's already 3-2. They had some tournament play to begin the year. Swung on and lifted foul off to the right side. It jammed her. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the interesting thing I'm seeing here about the catcher's her size. I mean, it's not your typical catcher.
No, Martinez, I'm not sure how tall she is, but, man, I'm guessing 5'1", 5'2", maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, she is short.
When I went to get the lineup, it was like, oh, hi.
Yeah. But let's see how good of a backstop she is. The pitch, and that's down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lefevre. 1 out here in the top of the first, and a runner at third as Braylon Rule led off with a 2-bagger. A ball that nearly went out. Looking in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swung on and fisted up the first base side in the air, and that's going to drop fair and go foul. Charging hard was the first baseman over there, Riley Tennant. Didn't have much trajectory. If it had more trajectory, she would have made the catch.
Yeah, even so, like I was going to say, she was very close.
And now she's playing in even more. The first baseman playing in, wow, probably about 3 to 4 steps in front of the bag, because that's twice that Lefever's been jammed, but she's still alive in the count. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Oh, pulling the string beautifully was Harding, and there's 2 down. On a 2-2 pitch, way out in front. And that'll bring up Macy Unrein. I believe, is Macy a senior now? I believe she's a senior.
No, she's a
junior. Okay.
Junior, yeah.
My bad.
I'm a senior.
You would know that. The pitch swung on and fisted foul, out of play right behind us. No balls and 1 strike. Well, that's going to be the key for the Bead Diggers, too, at the beginning of the year. You want the pitching, but at the very same time, you've got to take advantage of every situation you have. Runner at third, 1 out. Now runner at third, 2 down. And the 0-1. And that bounces in and bounces away. Runner to the plate. Sliding in is Braylon Rule on the wild pitch. And the Bead Diggers lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning.
And the first brush run of the game is brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs set them apart. Get your project started the right way with Western Engineering Consultants.
That thing almost looked like it slipped out of her hand.
It did.
I think it bounced more than halfway to the plate and didn't take a true hop. Martinez really didn't have much of a chance there. 1 ball and 1 strike in the offering. And that is down and in. Ball 2, strike 1 with the bases empty. On deck is Harley Holdren. Looking over for the sign there is the hitter, Macy Unrein. 2-1. And the delivery. Swing and a miss, and a ball tailing down and away. Ball 2, strike 2. Addison Harding looking to limit the damage here in the first inning. Unrein digs in. And the pitch is just inside. Took something off it. Ball 3, strike 2. And this is one sport, unlike baseball, which I identified as a sport going into this game, which I was obviously wrong about. Pitch count doesn't matter whatsoever.
Yeah.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. On a pitch up and in. Remains at 3-2.
Macy looking to really set the goal here, wanting to get more on the board for the Beat Diggers as she can get out of this pickle here.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Once again, the offering. And that bounces in. It's a walk. That'll bring up Holdren. All right, game time temperature. You've got to come in within 2 degrees.
You know, it's not blowing at all, so I'm going to say probably 93.
Is your phone on?
No.
It is straight up at 93 degrees. Evan has hit it on the nose. Last year, you had some struggles at times.
Yeah.
But you nailed that one right off the bat. Holdren from the right side. And the pitch. Down and in. Runner goes to second to throw. The slide. She's in there. Nice steal over there by Macy Unrein. So she's in scoring position. Again, Braylon Rule double to begin the game, then scored on a wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on, 2 down, top of the first inning. We started about 5 or 6 minutes after the top of the hour. And the pitch from Harding is a strike. Almost a rise ball there, just a little bit above the belt. It's 1-1. Bead Diggers and Resurrection Christian Cougars will play on Thursday in Loveland. We'll have that game at 4 o'clock right here on 1010. We'll have the conference games on this season. No tournament games. The pitch upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1.
Macy Unrein had thought about taking off on that one. She's about halfway down the base path, and she goes back without a throw from Martinez.
Well, as soon as that ball leaves the hand of the pitcher, I mean, she's got enough experience. She's got a nice advantage. The pitch, and that's a strike. Same area as the previous strikes, 2-2. Just above the belt, tailing in.
And that's one thing that the Bead Diggers don't want to do is leave someone on base. I mean, last season.
Well, I mean, they were proficient offensively, but they did have their issues with leaving runners on base during the regular season. They picked it up in the playoffs. That's why they won those 2 games. The offering, swing and a miss, a strikeout of Holdren on a 2-2 pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Addison Harding, and the Beat Diggers are retired here in the top of the first. They score a run on a base hit. No errors and a base runner left at second. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. In his 2021 softball opener, Brush 1, and University is coming up on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's get to the starting lineup for the University Bulldogs. Batting first is the catcher, Ileana Martinez. Caitlin Baca, the center fielder, hits second. The shortstop, Caden Wyatt, is the third hitter. Batting fourth is the pitcher, Addison Harding. Ashland Knapp, the second baseman, hits fifth. Third baseman, Kendry Kern, bats sixth. The DH at seventh, Aspen Hikita. Braylon Rule delivers, and that is upstairs. Batting eighth is the right fielder, Callie Jones. Riley Tennant, the first baseman, hits ninth. The Beat Diggers defensively have Olivia Gillick at first. The second baseman is Delaney Dragart, and the offering, and that one is low. Third hitter is Harley Holdren. The shortstop is Carly Tatalini. Around the outfield, Avery Lefevre's in left, Keeley Langford in center. The right fielder is Macy Unrein. Behind the plate is Amaya Bruno. And it's 2 balls and no strikes here to the opening hitter, and that's up and away, and this was the issue a year ago.
And also with Martinez, you have a small strike zone where you got to really get in tight.
It's a good point.
And that's going to play a key role here.
3 balls and no strikes. And Braylon Rule comes home. That is right there, just above the knees for a strike. Let's see if she can rally here, because she does not have the defense behind her this year as opposed to last year. They were all experienced. This is a young, inexperienced Beat Digger squad, and that one bounces all the way to the screen. And if she pitches like she did last year, to be honest with you, they're not going to win too many games.
Yeah.
Because Braylon's got the talent, but had way too many walks, way too many hit batters. They were able to get away with it because they were so proficient offensively. And then she did have flashes at Eaton during the regular season, pitched a great quarterfinal game against Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that from one start to the next, you just never knew.
Yeah.
So here we go. That's a right-handed hitter who's on base via the 5-pitch walk. Here's Caitlin Baca hitting from the left side. 1-0 Brush. Braylon Rule doubled to begin the game and then scored on a wild pitch with 2 outs. And taking her time is Baca getting into the box. Now she's in. She's not very tall either. Squaring to bunt, and it's off the catcher, Bruno. Runner was going anyway. It'll be a stolen base, and ball 1.
Maya Bruno did, on the JV side, she was a catcher last year. Now trying to step it up here this year on the varsity side. It's going to be quite the interesting journey for her.
She can't replace, nobody can replace Grace Georgiou. She was one of the
not.
top in the state. So she's just going to do her best, and that one bounces in. Runner goes to third. The throw is going to be short-hopped and safe. 2 balls and no strikes, so another steal there. And the thing with Amaya, she doesn't have the arm that Grace Georgiou did, so they're going to be running on her quite a bit. However, she can develop that arm throughout the course of the season.
And that's the truth there. You just got to work on getting stronger every day.
2 balls and no strikes. So far, 6 pitches have been thrown. Make it 7 by Braylon Rule, and only 1 strike. The infield is playing in the pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. It's going to be a tough play, and bobbled out there, and safe at first is going to be Caitlin Baca. Run scores. It's tied at 1. It was rolled to Holdren, but it was rolled so slowly. She tried to pick it up and throw quickly. We'll call it an infield hit, only because it was rolled slowly out there. I don't think she would have thrown her out, especially with a hitter getting out of the left-handed box.
Yeah, unless she completely knew for certain that, you know, right off the bat it was going to be a slow roller. I mean, there's no way you can really get that good of a...
Runner goes to second outside. The ball goes into center field, but backed up nicely by Langford. Another stolen base. That's already 3 in the opening inning. Caitlin Baca takes second, and the pitch was outside to Caden Wyatt. But the one thing you want to do, like Harley Holdren over there, just field it cleanly.
Yeah.
There was no reason to rush that. If you field it cleanly, you throw to first late, you can live with that.
Yeah.
But when you bobble it right off the bat, but again, I scored a hit because it didn't get out there quickly, and I think she was just trying to rush everything. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Very high off the glove of Bruno to the screen. That'll be a wild pitch. Runner goes to third. 2 balls and no strikes. Only 2 strikes have been thrown by Rule over the first 10 pitches. And
Rush, a completely different team from last year when we were here again.
High-scoring game last year. Swung on and lifted to shallow center field to her right. And it's over Keeley Langford's glove, shading into left center field. That'll be an RBI double. Man, this ball's carrying a lot more from this angle. Caden Wyatt with the RBI double, scoring his buckets 2-1. And Keeley nearly made the play over there to her right, but had to go a fairly long way in a ball that was hit on the line. And here's Addison Harding. So each team's got a double in the first inning, but the Bee Diggers have yet to record an out, trailing 2-1. And Rule delivers, squaring to bunt, way outside. Runner goes to third, the throw, the slide, and safe. Another stolen base, the 4th of the inning by University. And that one by Caden Wyatt. And you got to do that all day.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bee Diggers just don't have anybody behind the plate with a really effective arm. You couldn't steal on Georgiou last year, but
no.
And it's not always on the catcher either. And the 1-0 offering, that's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, really the goal is just to get through 7 innings if you can do it.
Yeah.
But you got to retire the first hitter at some point. 2-0. Infield is playing in. Swung on and chopped right back to the mound. Rule looks back to third, throws to first for the out. 1 down. Harding is retired. And here's Ashland Knapp.
Knapp hitting from the right side.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the numbers last year for Knapp. Again, they've got some new players. They had that Weineke girl who was great last year. She graduated. Swing and a miss and a ball down in the zone. No balls and 1 strike. 2-1 University, 1 down. Runner at third in the bottom of the first inning. University's come up with 2 hits in the inning, but they've also benefited from some shaky pitching on the Brush side. And the offering. And that bounces in, backhanded nicely by Bruno. A ball and a strike. Yeah, just stay in the game as long as possible. That will benefit the visiting team. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. University went 2-0 against Brush last season. The meeting here was a 13-7 game early on in the year. Yeah, Brush picked up a couple of clutch victories over Sterling. If they don't beat Sterling twice, they might have been on the outside looking in playoff-wise. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string. Braylon and Rule strikes out Ashland Knapp, 2 down. That's what she's capable of, and now it looks like she's found her rhythm. Here is Kendry Kern, another right-handed hitter.
And, the thing I was saying last year was with a ball on the outside, that when she's confident in herself, then it starts getting better. But when she hits a batter or gets some balls on the outside, it just kind of slows down for her, I guess.
Yeah, she gets flustered. And the 1-0. That bounces in. Good stop there by Bruno. 2 balls and no strikes. A runner at third, down 2-1 with nobody out. Still a runner at third with 2 outs. And still 2-1. On deck is Aspen Hikita. And the pitch. That is a little bit below the knees. Nice location there. But missed, 3-0.
He called that one a strike late.
Oh, he did? Okay, I thought it was a strike from the beginning, but I didn't see the signal. And the 2-1. Swung on, popped up, foul territory, right side. The first baseman over and making the basket catch is Olivia Gillick. And that ends the bottom of the first inning. University, though, does produce a couple of runs. There were a couple of hits and a base runner left at third. Let's head to the second inning in Greeley from Twin Rivers Community Park. And the score, University 2, Brush 1 on 1010 KSIR. and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're going to keep it right here. We go. John Beltran, Evan James back in Greeley. 2-1 University leads Brush in this softball opener for 2021. As we head to the second inning, here is Olivia Gillick from the right side. And the pitch. And that is on the inside corner for a strike. I could hear the umpire for the first time from here. I'm sure you could too.
I could. It was kind of nice.
First-year starter for the Bee Diggers. And the pitch. And that's low. The ball there makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Gillick, Bruno, and Delaney Dragart. For Brush, the offering swung on and fouled straight back. That was right down the middle, got on top of it. 1-2 here to Gillick. Yeah, last year we mentioned at the top of the broadcast all those seniors.
Yeah.
From Georgiou and Brooke Rule and Kylie Abreu, Alexis Corral, and Riley Lake. I might be missing a Natalie Poss was another one. All starters.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string. Oh, man, what a changeup there thrown by Addison Harding. Gillick strikes out. Here's Amaya Bruno. And for Addison Harding, she's already racked up 3 strikeouts in the game. Here's Bruno, the catcher. She's got large responsibility.
She does.
You're catching in the heat. You've got to replace a legendary player in Georgiou. Swing and a miss. Threw that heater right by her. No balls and a strike. Harding had some issues with control in the first inning, but looks sharper now in the second, with the Bulldogs leading the Bee Diggers 2-1. And the offering upstairs. 2-2, and I've noticed that changeup, that's her out pitch.
Yeah.
She's not throwing that changeup with less than 2 strikes. She's picking her spots, but 2 of her 3 strikeouts have come on that changeup. And the 1-1. Swung on, grounded right off the pitcher's glove. She picks it up, throws to first low, and the ball was dropped over there. A low throw and dropped by Tennant. That'll be an error.
It almost looked like she had knocked it down with her glove, which is probably a good thing, so it didn't get past her, but it didn't record the out.
We'll call the error on the pitcher. It was a low throw. I think it was catchable, but, man, as close as she was.
And that's going to be Reese Lambert as the pinch runner for Amaya Bruno.
At first base. All right, so Reese Lambert, another first-year player at the varsity level for Brush.
She's a freshman as well.
There you go. That's more than first year. That's first year high school. So here we go. Stepping in is Delaney Dragart. Right-handed hitter for the Bee Diggers. 2-1 University, top 2, the offering. That bounces in, and Lambert was well off of first. Now she strides back in. Nice block there by Martinez. A ball and no strikes. So how you doing, Evan?
Oh, I mean, it's sunny. It's got a slight breeze now.
It's dry. It's dry.
It's dry.
Oh, I need some water. Up and away. Hold on, let me gargle this. 2-0.
You know, I cannot complain about today. How about yourself?
No, I can't. You're right.
It's a wonderful day.
2 balls and no strikes. We're in the shade, but
yeah,
a breeze would help. Now, as I said it, I feel a little bit, and that one bounces in. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, Harding, again, she's, I think she's a first-year pitcher here for University.
Yeah, I don't remember her name last year,
yeah.
honestly.
Certainly not as a pitcher. 3-0 pitch, and that one hit Dragart on the left foot. It'll be a hit batter, and that'll bring up Keeley Langford. Here's a big spot for the junior center fielder.
Martinez going out to talk with her pitcher.
Well, and this could have the makings of a long game. You're not going to see too many 1, 2, 3 innings based on what we've seen so far, but maybe that'll change.
Well, if you remember last year, I think it was here we had the rain delay. It was almost, 2 hours?
It was in the second inning or first inning.
Yeah.
Well, it lasted over an hour.
Yeah.
A 4 o'clock game. We didn't get out of here till 7:15. I nearly got to bed past my bedtime. You know how that affects me.
Yeah.
We're not going to have threatening weather today. We should be good today. Keeley Langford, first varsity at bat. She was a courtesy runner last year. By the way, the Bee Diggers will take on George Washington, the football opener, coming up on Friday night with Tyler Carmen and Ron Albo. Bee Digger blast off at 6 o'clock and kickoff at 7 o'clock. And the pitch, swing and a miss on a ball up and away. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that was a pitch for Keeley to go the other way to right field.
Yeah.
Tried to pull it a bit. At second is Lambert. Dragart at first. Looking in, and the offering. That's upstairs. The count levels at 1-1. Yeah, Keeley's played a lot of volleyball. Not
Yes.
as experienced in softball, but she's a very, very good athlete.
And she definitely has, the aptitude. She's smart enough, and she's willing enough to do this sport. And
Yeah. In basketball and track and field, swung on and popped up left side. It'll be caught by the third baseman on that jam job as Kern puts it away, 2 down.
And it looks like Keeley's arm is still hurting. I don't know. She was talking about it hurting earlier today, but
The right arm, was she favoring? You don't know which one? I didn't even see it.
as she was walking off, she was kind of just slinging it.
Well, Braylon Rule doubled in the first and scored Brush's only run. We're only in the second inning. Lambert and Dragart lead off. Swag and a miss and a pitch up at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Braylon Rule. She needs a huge season for the Bee Diggers to be competitive because of all her experience from a year ago. Addison Harding, the right-hander. Swung on and fisted, and that's going to be caught by Harding. Boy, she jammed a couple of hitters in a row, and that does it for the Bee Diggers. They strand 2 as we head to the bottom of the second inning in Greeley. University 2, Brush 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Evan James and Greeley at Twin Rivers Community Park. Not far from campus. The baseball field is just across the street. University 2, Brush 1. Braylon Rule was outstanding to the last 3 hitters of the first inning. She's got to do it to the first 3 now. The pitch. That is right there down the middle for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Aspen Hikita, Callie Jones, and Riley Tennant. University's got a couple of base hits. The Bee Diggers have Rule's double, and that tails inside.
And these are the batters you have to get out.
We talked about leaving runners on base. The Bee Diggers have stranded 3 over the first 2 innings. And the pitch, and that bounces in. Oh. She just needs that consistent release, but she's been fighting that her entire varsity career. Ball 2, strike 1. And the offering. Swung on and lifted deep to right field. That one's got plenty of carry way back, and it's up against the bottom of the fence. And now headed to second is Akita with a leadoff double. It really looked like Macy Unrein had a play there.
It did. It
She had a play.
Yeah, she did. She was right under it. It looked like, from this angle.
Yeah, it just barely got over a glove. We'll call it a straight-up double. But again, with some experience, she'll probably make that play later in the year.
But even so, that was a great throw to second.
Here is Callie Jones, right-handed hitter. As Braylon Rule looks in. And the pitch. And that is a strike on the inside half at the knees. It's no balls and 1 strike. Yeah, see, you're not going to get those plays made early in the season.
Yeah.
You don't have enough experience out there because that's an easy out as well as that ball was hit. The pitch. And that's a strike at the knees. On the outer half, no balls and 2 strikes to Callie Jones, the number 8 hitter in this lineup. Hitting from the right side. University leads Brush 2-1, bottom of the second inning. And the offering. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Shortstop to her left. Throw to first is in time by Tatalini. Advancing to third is Hikita. And that'll send up Riley Tennant. Nice 2-strike hitting there by Callie Jones to advance the runner. Tennant only a freshman. But she's tall. And she hits out of the left-handed box. Infield is playing in. Braylon Rule looks in. The pitch, up and away. A ball and no strikes. Evan will be with me throughout parts of the season. Is a busy man, really. Won't be with me on Thursday. I'll be on my own at Resurrection Christian. 4 o'clock from Loveland. The pitch. That's right there. Took something off it. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike.
BB Appliance and Repair. From refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too.
That's B&B Appliance. And the pitch. Up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. The line score reads like this. 2 runs on 3 hits for University. They've committed an error. 1 run, 1 hit for Brush. No errors. The Bee Diggers have left 3 and University left 1 in the first inning. We're in the bottom of the second. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to pull that pitch that was tailing away. It's 2-2. Yeah, we know that Eaton, the overwhelming favorite, not only in the Patriot League, but they're the defending state champion. The pitch outside on pitch number 33 from Rule. 17 out of the zone, 16 in the zone.
And with Eaton having, is she a sophomore now? Sadie Ross?
Sadie Ross, a 14-year-old sophomore. The pitch swung on and fouled to the backstop.
Last year, she was lethal.
Well, she was expected to be, and then when she had that offense around her, and they eliminated Brush 15-3 in the semis, then beat Luther in the championship game. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Riley Tennant, left-handed hitting freshman first baseman, and that's low. And it's another walk. And Braylon Rule has issued, well, just her second walk. Does have 3 strikeouts. Here's Martinez, and she walked to begin the bottom of the first inning. So she will now step in with runners at first and third and only 1 out. Martinez awaits the pitch. Laying down the sign is Bruno, and that's a strike up just above belt level. No balls and 1 strike. Very hard in softball to turn double plays. The ball's got to be hit hard to somebody. And then you need a quick relay because of the fact that it's a small field. Even in Little League Baseball.
That's very true.
The pitch swung on, grounded left side. Third baseman Holdren's going to go home, and the tag and the slide safe. That was the wrong play. That was not the right play. That ball hit to your left. You've got to go to first. That'll be a fielder's choice. And that was an easy slide and score there by Aspen Hikita. It's 3-1. Yeah, you've got to go to first there because the ball's hit to your left. If it's hit right at you, you got to play at the plate, but not there. Give her the RBI, though, but no base hit. First and second for Caitlin Baca. She had a base hit on that slow roller to third. Yeah, just because you're playing in, it's got to be hit right at you. It took a little bit of a bounce to the left, swing and a miss. And once it does that, then you've got to turn and throw.
Yeah.
And that turn just gives another step and a half to the base runner. 3-1 University. And the offering. And that's up and in on the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 across, and 2 on. Little breeze picking up. We might do another temperature quiz coming up momentarily with Evan James. All right, want to guess now? Got a couple within 1 degree.
1 degree, okay. Let's do 92.
Still 93, so you played it safe. Still, yeah. You figure since I was playing the game again that you might go in a different direction. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Squaring to bunt, lays it down the third base side. Beautiful bunt, and there's not going to be a play. The throw to first by Rule is going to be way late. Should have just eaten that ball, and Baca's now 2 for 2. What a perfect bunt.
I mean, that was just gorgeous. I mean, it was low, but she managed to get that just perfect slow roller and get plenty of time to get on base.
That's what made it easier. It was a low pitch. So all she did was stick her bat out, and that was it. She got plenty of speed out of the left side. Caden Wyatt doubled in the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Up and away. A ball and no strikes, but remember the inning started with a long fly ball that went for a double that could have been caught out there.
Yeah.
But again, with an inexperienced outfield, it's going to be very challenging to make those plays in game one, and that one's down and in. 2-0. And that's why we said really the goal for Brush is to get through this game with 7 innings played.
Exactly.
I mean, if they can do that, that's already an accomplishment. You'd like to win, but they're on the road here. The pitch swung on, popped foul, out of play off to the left. 2 balls and 1 strike. Addison Harding, who grounded back to the mound, is on deck.
And, you know, the key thing for softball, baseball, is to have a strong outfield. Because without them, if someone hits a fly ball, they can go double, they can go triple.
Right. Well, it'll get stronger. It's just not there now. It's untested. And the 2-1. Swung on line, base hit, left center field. That's going to score a run. Runner around third, and it's going to be another run scored. That's Ileana Martinez from second, a 2-run single for Caden Wyatt. And University now leads 5-1. Here's Addison Harding. So University has followed their 2-run first inning with a 3-run second. Still only 1 out. The pitch, and that one to the screen. It was about 5 feet outside. So now 2 in scoring position. And this one is getting away from Brush early. Down 5-1.
Same with last year. If I remember correctly, they got very behind in the...
And they caught up. The pitch swung on line down the right field side, twisting foul. That would have been at least 2 bases, if not 3 there for Harding. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, they were down like 7-1. They made it 7-6 before losing.
Yep.
Let's see if I can find
7-13.
I thought it was 13-7. Let me look back at what we saw from the fall of 2020. Yeah, because they lost at home 18-4 to University, way outside. And here, let's see. For some reason, I can't find that one. But I'll check that in a second. The pitch swung on, popped up into left field, and coming in is Lefevre. She dives and can make the catch. A little Texas leaguer scoring a run. That'll be a double for Harding. Oh, man. And it's now 6-1. Based on the way that ball was hit, maybe the shortstop, Tatalini, should have gone out there and made the play. But
that's what I was thinking as well, because, it was closer to her than it was to Lefevre, and that's just a very hard play for the left fielder to make. Coming in, she was running full speed.
Yeah, without a doubt. So
Amaya Rodriguez coming in as a courtesy runner for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Caden White at second only took 1 bag. But Kaylin Baca scored from third on that double, and you rarely see that.
Yeah.
Normally they both score. Ashland Knapp struck out swinging her first time up, 4 runs in the second. Yeah, that ball was hit high enough. But again, Tatalini turned around. She thought Lefevre had it. She just kept running and running and running, and it landed about 2.5 feet deep into the grass. The pitch way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Now University early on is thinking about winning this game by double digits the way it's going for Brush. With a 6-1 lead in the second. And the offering. And that's a strike on the outer half. Thigh high. It's 1-1.
Bruno did a very good job of framing that one. It almost looked like it was going to be a little outside, but she brought it in just enough.
That was pitch number 50 for Rule. Number 51 is going to be down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Well, that's the other thing. Not only individual positions defensively, but communicating between those positions. We saw lack thereof on that one. And the pitch swung on, grounded to short. Tatalini is going to throw home in the slide, and that's going to be late. Another fielder's choice for a run. Sliding in ahead of the tag was Caden Wyatt. It's now 7-1. I think they just got to make the plays at first here. I mean, those are two fielders' choices that if they go to first, Holdren earlier and Tatalini there, you make the plays. And instead, they're just extending this inning. I mean, you're already down by a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Get the easier out. It's hard. That throw to home and the slide in the tag, that's a tough one. That one skips to the screen, and that's going to advance the runner to second. Actually, she airmailed it to the screen. Runner does not advance from third. 1 ball and no strikes to Kendry Kern. Kern popped up to the first baseman, Gillick, her first time. And the offering, down and away, 2-0. Growing pains. And
that's for sure.
This was anticipated, at least for this game.
Yes.
And the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, lifted foul, out of play off to the right. Over the dugout on the first base side, occupied by University. The Bee Diggers in their white jerseys with the black pants. University in their grays with the navy blue numerals and pants as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brush is down 7-1 in the second inning with 2 in scoring position and only 1 out. The offering, swung on, chopped right back to the mound. The throw to first is in time. Runner breaks for the plate to slide and safe. But Braylon Rule does get the out as Harding scores, the courtesy runner for Harding. It is now 8-1. Yeah, but again, had they done that earlier in the inning, they'd be out of this mess.
Yes.
Here's Aspen Hikita. She began the inning with that double. So this is the 10th hitter for University. Yeah, that's why these plays have got to be made. Bee Diggers have 3 plays they could have made. The fly ball to right and the 2 grounders in the infield. The offering, and that bounces in and bounces away, and that's going to produce another run. Sliding in on the wild pitch is Ashland Knapp. University 9, Brush 1. And that pitch is, even Grace Georgiou would have had an issue with that one.
Yeah, it's very true.
Too tough. I mean, it's not rolling in like bowling. It's a choppy bounce. 1 ball and no strikes. With the bases empty, 7 across in the inning. Swung on, that's popped up in the infield. Second baseman shading now coming in, and the ball has caught a basket catch, but that was anything but easy for Delaney Dragart. Nonetheless, the Bee Diggers record the very tenuous out there, and the inning is over. 7 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and the bases were left empty. 2 complete from Greeley. The Bulldogs of University lead the Brush Bee Diggers 9-1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the 3rd inning. University leads Brush 9-1. John Beltran with Evan James. The Bee Diggers need at least a couple of runs just to regain some confidence here. They had the early 1-0 lead on a wild pitch scoring Braylon Rule, who doubled to lead off. 2, 3, and 4, Tatalini, Lefevre, and Unrein. Tatalini grounded to second, up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. There to Carly Tatalini. 7 runs in the second on just 4 hits for the Bulldogs. And the pitch, swing and a miss. She pulled everything. That pitch was down and away, and Carly's right foot was shaded towards the first baseline, or stepping in that direction.
Yeah, one thing I really like about Carly's swing is it's smooth. It's like a gliding swing.
Yeah,
that's one thing I've always noticed.
Yeah, if she can use the bottom a little bit more, and that pitch is outside her lower body, because that previous swing was all arms.
Yeah.
1 ball, check it, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Bulldogs have scored 9 unanswered after Brush took a 1-0 lead. Addison Harding, the right-hander, comes home. Up and away. Yeah, if the Bee Diggers come back and make this a game, you hope that they'll be given the opportunity to hit. as opposed to just maybe drawing a walk here and there. 3-1. That's in the dirt. Did they call another pitch a strike? This must be 3-2. Must be 3-2. They must have. I must have missed one because we didn't see it. Well, it's got to be 3-2. That's what we're assuming right now. The offering. That's upstairs. That's definitely a walk to Carly Tatalini. Here's Avery Lefevre, who struck out swinging on a changeup her first time around. Yep, it's definitely late summer softball here.
Yeah.
That thermometer has not moved. 93 degrees the pitch. Swung on, fisted foul, and off to the right. No balls and one strike. Oh, and 1 here to Lefevre with a runner at first and nobody out here in the third. Yeah, this game not moving along too quickly. Squaring to bunt, the pitch is high. You mentioned Martinez, not a tall catcher for University, but she's got command behind the plate.
And that's true.
A lot of command there. 1-1. And Harding comes home, squaring to bunt again, pops it up, and fouls it behind the backstop. 1-2 to Avery Lefevre, the number 3 hitter in the Brush lineup. Yeah, anytime you got your top 2 or 3 hitters who didn't play a year ago, you know that you're reconstructing. That's what Brush is doing this year. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch, up and away. 9 runs on 6 hits for the Bulldogs, a run on a base hit for Brush. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez looking at her wrist, I guess, for a pitch. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a ball that tied her up down and in. Lefevre strikes out. There's 1 out. Strikeout number 4 for Addison Harding. Unrein walked in the first inning when the Bee Diggers scored their only run. The offering. Swung on, grounded to third for a base hit just beyond the outstretched glove of Kendry Kern. To second is Tatalini. Now the Bee Diggers have something brewing here in the third. That'll bring up Harley Holdren, who struck out swinging her first time up. Yeah, the one thing you've got to look out for, if you're down 2 strikes, whether it's 0-2, 1-2, or 2-2, it's got to be that changeup. Harding's got a very effective changeup. For Brush, their second hit in the early going. The pitch, swing and a miss. At the knees, it's 0-1. Brush has had a base runner on in each of the first 3 innings, but University's had a lot more.
That's true.
That's why they're up by 8. And the Bee Diggers defensively are learning some things. That pitch bounces in and blocked by Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, 2 plays, 2 grounders to the infield. They came to the plate when they could have easily gone to first for an out. And I don't know if you want to challenge your infielders that early in the season to do that. Swing and a miss on that rise ball up at the letters. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think early on, just get the simple outs.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make plays at the plate, there's way too much that has to go right for the defense. And on both occasions, it went wrong. The offering, swing and a miss, same location, throw back to second. Back and diving is Tatalini, striking out as Holdren for the second time. 5th strikeout of the game for Addison Harding. 2 outs here for Gillick. She also struck out her first time up. Harding again looking at her wristband. She winds and delivers. Swung on, fouled off to the right. We're at field number 1. There's 4 fields here at Twin Rivers Community Park. Just a little bit past the baseball field. And the pitch. That is a little bit high. That's the same pitch that Holden swung at twice and missed. And that's where Harding tried to locate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, 2 on. 9-1. University leads in the top of the 3rd inning. On their home field, the Offering. Swing and a miss. Swung right through that one. A ball and 2 strikes.
And the Beat Diggers cannot afford to leave these players on base.
Well, if they do, that'll be 5 through 3 innings. The Offering, and that bounces in and well off of second. Tatalini getting back in, blocked by Martinez. 2-2. And Harding has the luxury. If she gets this hitter, she's got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up in the 4th inning for Brush. 2-2 pitch. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Martinez. It's another strikeout, and the Beat Diggers strand 2 more. No runs on 1 hit. No errors by University, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's University 9, Brush 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Callie Jones steps in here for University to begin the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the pitch is swung on and fouled left side. They lead Brush by a score of 9-1. 2 runs in the 1st and 7 in the 2nd inning. She grounded out her first time up. And the pitch. That is right there on the outer half for a strike. It is 0-2.
Berlin coming commanding this one to start off.
Well, a 1-2-3 inning would help.
Very.
Get them off the field. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the outside corner. 3 pitches and a strikeout there of Callie Jones.
And talk about a confidence boost for Braylon. Right there is what she needed to do, and I think it'll help her out in the long run.
2nd strikeout for her. Here's Riley Tennant, who walked and scored in that 7-run 2nd, and that's down and away. A ball and no strikes to the left-handed hitting first baseman. Brush and Resurrection Christian play on Thursday in Loveland, 4 o'clock on 1010, as well as KSIR.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Offering right there for a strike down the middle, thigh high. A ball and a strike. Ileana Martinez will hit next. One ball, 1 strike here to Tennant. Swing and a miss. Boy, she was not even close to that pitch. That was on the outside corner, and you got to step into that one.
You really do.
And that was an all-arm swing. Throw it again right there, Braylon. She does, but it's outside. Ball 2, strike 2. I'd do it again. Have a ball to play with. 2-2 to Tennant. And the pitch. Swing and a foul. Got a piece of it. Same location as 2 pitches prior. But again, that's just an arm swing.
Yeah.
Swinging with nothing but the upper body. Nothing with the arms, really. 2-2. Pitch to Tennant. Inside. Try to change it up a bit. 67 pitches deep is Braylon Rule. 1 out, bottom 3. University leads on their home field 9-1. And the payoff pitch swung on and chopped right side to the second baseman. Dragart plays it off her foot. And it's going to be an error on the second baseman for Brush. As reaching is Tennant. Yeah, she wasn't sure how that ball was going to bounce.
Yeah, she kind of played it off to the side when she should have been charging straight towards it. But
well, that'll be routine for her in a few games.
Yeah.
But here, it was chopped out there. And here's Martinez. Walked and hit into a fielder's choice. And the pitch. Down and away. A ball and no strikes. Here to Martinez. Yeah, Braylon Rule could certainly use the support defensively. That swung on, fisted, and caught by the pitcher, and a throw to first for the double play. On a fister, Braylon Rule did it all by herself. Doubled up was Riley Tennant. And just like that, the Bee Diggers get out of it in the bottom of the third inning. No runs, no hits. There was an error, and the bases were left empty. To the fourth we go. It is University 9, Brush 1. As you are listening to Brush Bee Diggers softball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush is looking for their first run since the first inning, trailing University 9-1 in Greeley. And for the Bee Diggers, they will send up the bottom of the order. Amaya Bruno, Delaney Dragart, and Keeley Langford. I'm John Beltran with Evan James. Bee Diggers scored first as Braylon Rule doubled and then would score in a wild pitch, but it's been all University since then. The pitch swung on, grounded left side. The shortstop charges, easy throw to first for Caden Wyatt to retire Bruno. There's one down, and Bruno's now 0 for 2.
That's a routine play for the Bulldogs there.
One, Wyatt's got a strong arm, and you can imagine she's coming in 3 to 4 steps. It's an even easier play for her. One out for Dragart, hit by a pitcher first time up.
High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank, serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. Find out more at highplainsbank.com.
Dragart digs in. She was hit by a 3-0 pitch. That's upstairs. Yeah, any time that you're up the first time, you don't see a strike, I would not even swing at the first strike here. Let them throw you one and then get a feel for it. That's another ball. Very high, 2-0. Just funny how baseball or softball works, where you can pitch to certain hitters and to others you just can't find the zone. And 6 pitches, 6 balls to Dragart.
And the key thing is usually you start missing at the end of the roster.
Inside corner for a strike. Yeah, sometimes you're right. At the end of the lineup is what you're talking about, without a doubt. It does not necessarily have to be the 2 and 3 hitters.
Yeah.
Ball 2, strike 1. Bases empty, 1 out. Top 4. University 9, Brush 1. That's fisted left side, and that's going to be fielded by the third baseman, then dropped. That'll be a base hit. It'll be a base hit as Kern came in. That ball had major English on it. And tough to call that an error. I don't think she throws her out, even if she comes up with that cleanly.
It would have been very hard for her to do so.
Here's Keeley Langford. She popped to third her first time up. 0 for 1 officially. If she gets on and you set it up for Braylon Rule, then you could be talking a run or two here in the 4th inning. The offering. Swing and a miss and a pitch tailing down and in. A little bit out in front there. No balls and a strike. Looking in is Addison Harding. She delivers. Swung on, grounded right back to the mound. To second, that is 1. No throw to first. Fielder's choice 1-6 as the shortstop Wyatt was over to cover. And now here comes Braylon Rule. Again, turning double plays, not easy in softball. And you got to go really quick. After the double by Rule, she hit a fister back to the pitcher in the air. 1 for 2. Addison Harding looks once again at her wristband and comes home. Swung on, chopped foul to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. We'll do another temperature check in the 5th inning. A little bit too early. Might still be 93. It's been 93 the whole game.
Yeah.
And we have played an hour and 3 minutes.
The breeze has kicked up a little bit, but not enough to make significant change.
Are you sweating?
No.
Neither am I. And the pitch. Oh, the changeup is a beauty on the inside corner at the knees.
Oh, man.
0-2. She really, that was the yo-yo with a capital Y. No balls and 2 strikes. Braylon Rule awaits the pitch. Swung on, grounded, foul down the third base side.
Yeah, that was almost like watching Alejandro.
Yeah, when you can change it up. It's very difficult to strike out as good a hitter as Braylon. To get it by her, you've really got to throw an effective pitch. So she'll protect here at 0-2 with a runner at first and 2 down. The offering. Up and away. Langford to second. The throw. It's going to be late. A lot of speed over there for Keeley Langford, her first stolen base of the season. in scoring position if the Beat Diggers and Braylon Rule can convert. A ball and 2 strikes. 9-1. University leads in the 4th. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball down and in. Rule strikes out. And the Beat Diggers are retired in the 4th inning. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and a base runner left. 3 1/2 innings are in the books. University 9, Brush 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John and James back in Greeley. Evan James, I'm John Beltran, bottom of the 4th inning. And University leads 9-1. The Beat Diggers, down 8 runs in the game, have left 6 on base, and University has stranded 1.
Yeah.
That's the definition for University of being opportunistic, and the Beat Diggers have not been.
Number 26, Brisa Aguirre Garcia.
Oh, Brisa.
Yep. Behind the plate.
Wow. Freshman.
All right, Brisa Aguirre Garcia is behind the plate for the Beat Diggers. As Caitlin Baca will now hit. She's been a terror so far. The pitch, and that is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. She is 2 for 2. Both base hits to the left side. 1 on a bunt. Squaring to bunt again. That's in the dirt. Skips away. 2 balls and no strikes. Remember, if they score a couple of runs here and the Beat Diggers are held off the board in the 5th inning, we're going to be done early.
Yeah.
So Brush needs to really play some tight defense right now, and Braylon's got to throw those strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. The pitch, squaring to bunt, and that is right there. Down the middle is strike 1. It is 2-1, and Braylon, to get into rhythm, likes to pound the ball into the glove once in a while. She comes home. Right there, it's foul to the backstop. I mean, I will say this. Other than more the first inning than the second, she hasn't had too many bouts of wildness.
Yeah.
A couple of walks, 2 strikeouts. Last year, there were games she had 6 or 7 walks. And
A couple hit batters.
Yes. The pitch. Up and in. Took something off at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Caden Wyatt will follow along with Addison Harding. 2 runs in the first inning for University, 7 in the second. 9-1. The pitch, and that nearly hit her. 3rd walk of the game issued by Braylon Rule. And here's Wyatt, who has doubled and singled in the same spot, left center. That's where the Beat Diggers should be playing her. You would think they would shade Keeley Langford over to left center. She's slightly shaded to left center. But where Wyatt has hit it twice, it would fall again. Unless they shift that defense more. The pitch, swung on and grounded slowly to third. Holdren's got it. Throw to first is going to be in time for the out. An excellent play there by Harley Holdren. And there's 1 down. Because Wyatt can get down that line. Addison Harding has grounded out and doubled.
And I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but it looks like Nevaeh Tolentino is in left field for Avila Lefevre.
I did not see that.
I just noticed it.
I didn't even hear that change earlier in the game, but let's note that right now. The pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. So 2 substitutions already for Brush, with Aguirre Garcia behind the plate and Tolentino now in left field. And the offering. Swung on line to center field. Langford comes on, has to play it off her foot.
No.
Oh, that took a massively bad hop there. And now scoring easily is going to be Baca. It'll be a straight-up double, but it only took a bad hop because she kind of misjudged it coming in.
Yeah. That had to hurt a little bit.
It's now 10-1. Yeah, I don't think it was the hop as much as that she came in and didn't get down on that ball. I got to get the glove almost at her feet, and it deflected right off her foot, but it'll be a double. Harding with her 2nd double of the game. Let's see, is that Ashland Knapp still up there? It is. Struck out and grounded out. 0 for 2. The pitch. That's a strike. No balls and a strike.
Breeze is kind of kicking up here.
Amaya Rodriguez, the courtesy runner at second for Harding. It is quite a bit. You can hear it through the microphone. The pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Yeah, those balls hit sharply up the middle on a line. If you're unsure, you've got to get down. Keeley kind of stayed up.
Yeah.
Anticipating some sort of hop, and it went right off her right foot. The pitch. Outside. University has scored in every inning but the third. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. And the pitch. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground up the third base side, but foul. Yeah, if that doesn't trickle foul, it's a base hit.
Yeah.
Because it had that overspin, but fortunately had some side spin to it. So it remains at 1-2 with Kendry Kern waiting to hit next. It's not like University's got like 12 or 13 hits. They have 7.
Yeah.
But amazingly enough, they've stranded just 1 runner, and the Bee Diggers have left 6. Swung on, lined, fair inside the right field line, headed for the corner. Around third is Rodriguez. She'll score. Knapp into second. It's another double. It comes in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Bulldogs lead the Bee Diggers by 10. It's 11-1. And that ball was smashed the other way. Olivia Gillick, I don't think really saw the ball. It was hit so hard, she kind of stretched that glove out, but to no avail. Kern has popped out and grounded out. She's 0 for 2. The offering, and that ball rode inside.
Now, is that Olivia at first?
You know what? That's not.
It
That's
doesn't
another
look like
one.
her.
It's another one. That's another change that has been made. We'll have to look at the roster here. You're right.
Looks like Macy.
The pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. The shortstop, Tatalini. Long throw to first is high, and that's going to be up against the fence. And that'll be an error. They would have had her there, and a run's going to score around from second. On another Bee Digger error, Knapp scores, and it's now 12-1. It was a long throw, but a good throw does have her.
Yeah.
A good throw does have her. Yeah, let's check at first base for Brush. Yeah, they're not always informing us, well, obviously, of these changes. Let's see who they've got at first base, and that would be, boy, I don't see the matching number. Is that
number 9?
Oh, that, no, you're right. It would be Unrein.
It is.
The positional switch. Yep, you got that right.
It looks like Olivia Jellick is in right field, if I'm right. I don't know. Maybe.
Either way, here's Aspen Hikita, doubled and popped out.
Morgan Community College, MCC, is here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu.
Kylan Trujillo will hit in Hikita's spot here. So they make a change. And you're right, they've switched out the right fielder and the first baseman for Brush. Gillick in right, Unrein at first. And see, that's going to be part of the experiment with Coach Odell to begin the season.
Yeah.
They got to find their positions. You'd like these players to settle into one position and keep them there, but even last year, I think you had Alexis Corral playing some infield, then she settled in left field.
Yeah.
There were a couple of players who were switch. Shortstop was another one, and that might have been Corral, who played some short last year before getting to left field. That bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers are down to their final 3 outs once they get up to the plate, and they need to score at least twice, assuming University does not tally another the pitch, and that's over but low. 2-0. Braylon Rule's going to hit about 100 pitches in this game. She's at 88 right now. And the offering. That's a strike on the outer half.
And luckily for her, unlike baseball, there is no limit.
Right, exactly. No, you could go 200 pitches, but either way, it's hot. I mean, it does get to you after a while.
Oh, yeah. You get tired.
Ball 2, strike 1. 2 across. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kylan Trujillo. Callie Jones is the number 8 hitter in the lineup. She's on deck. The runner at first is Kendry Kern. The pitch, swung on and fouled back. She challenged Trujillo right down the middle, got a piece of it. Well, the good thing, you've had Aguirre Garcia come into the game, so
Yeah.
at least you've mixed it up a bit. Had some positional changes in left and right at first. Again, just testing the waters now. And the pitch, whew, way outside. That slipped out of her hand. It rolls along the first base side. That's how wild that pitch was.
Well, that water bottle there that is on the inside, it hit off of that.
Well, but she shouldn't come close to that.
Oh, no, not at all. That's way off.
3 balls and 2 strikes. That is her. That's got a lot of wild pitches. That's number 5 in the game. 3-2 to Trujillo. Swing and a miss on a changeup. It's a strikeout of Trujillo. 2 outs. Braylon Rule has just recorded her 3rd strikeout. Callie Jones grounded to short and struck out. She's 0 for 2. And coming home, swung on, lifted to right field. That might drop, and that is going to drop in front of Gillick. Around third is Kern, and she's going to score easily. It's a Texas League single for Callie Jones. Now 1 for 3, and University is up 13-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Gillick having trouble there. She kind of bobbled the ball and continually bobbled the ball.
And that's it. 12 runs after 4.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the game here in Greeley as University has defeated Brush by a score of 13-1. We will take a break, and we will wrap it up after this. The Bulldogs beat the Bead Diggers 13-1 in 4 innings on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The Brush Bead Diggers postgame show is brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game.
The Bead Diggers fall to the University Bulldogs in the opener for the Bead Diggers in the 6th game for University, which moves to 4-2. Final score 13-1, 13 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base for University. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher was Addison Harding. The loss went to Braylon Rule. Time of the game, 1 hour and 18 minutes. They got it done pretty quickly here. The Bead Diggers grabbed a 1-0 lead in the 1st inning when Braylon Rule, who doubled the lead off the game, scored on a 2-out wild pitch, but University came charging back in the bottom of the 1st inning. Caitlin Baca, who was able to score. In fact, she delivered the RBI single, scoring Ileana Martinez, who walked. So let's clarify that. Tying the game at 1. Caden Wyatt's RBI double made it 2-1. And then the game essentially was over in the 2nd inning when University tallied 7 runs when they sent 10 to the plate. And the first run was driven in by Ileana Martinez to make it 3-1. Caden Wyatt had a 2-run single to make it 5-1. And then a run-scoring double by Addison Harding made it 6-1, and it just kept going from there as University once again moving to 4-2 on the season. Caitlin Baca, Caden Wyatt, and Addison Harding had 2 hits apiece, and Wyatt drove in 3 runs. And again, the Bead Diggers were just limited offensively as they got base hits from Braylon Rule, Macy Unrein, and Delaney Dragart. That was it. Bead Diggers are back in action coming up on Thursday in Loveland against Resurrection Christian. That game will start at 4 o'clock, and we'll have it right here on 1010 KSIR. For Evan James, I'm John Beltran. Keep in mind the Rockies will be taking on the Chicago Cubs, 2nd of a 3-game set, and first pitch is coming up at 6:05 from Wrigley Field. That'll be on 1010 KSIR. The final score once again, the University Bulldogs in 4 innings defeat the Brush Bead Diggers 13-1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.